Learning guitar is not rocket chemistry. I've taught over 10,000 guitar players over the last decade, and I'm going to tell you what 80% of teaching them actually is in this video. You now have access to more information than any musician or any guitar player ever had. So, what is the real problem here? Why are you not the guitar player that you want to be? There's like a million tutorials, and some of them, yes, they're genuinely good. But how is it that somebody from 1978 or the 90s was able to become a great guitar player and start a band and do all these amazing things without all those tutorials? And the problem with tutorials, it's not about quality. They don't add up to becoming a great musician. And let me say this, and I hope I don't offend you, but it's because you don't know what you don't know. And me, with over 2 decades of experience playing guitar, because you're probably wondering who I am if you're new to this channel, I've taught for 10 years, I played guitar for 20 years, I play in a band. I'm gonna show some footage of our show last Saturday. And music is what I do all the time. It is my favorite thing in the world. Composing riffs and licks is my favorite thing to do. I love music. So let me paint the picture for you. Every single thing you've ever learned about guitar, on the tutorials, or maybe they're songs you've learned, maybe they're scales, maybe they're arpeggios, maybe they're music theory, they all come down to just 3 buckets. Your repertoire, your technique, and your theory. Now, if you analyze the musicians from, let's just say from the beginning of musicians, or let's just say since there was record players, for example, all of the great musicians, when you were learning to play an instrument, you learned to play songs. At least I did. And many other musicians who are great musicians who play in bands and have this as their career, they also have learned other people's music. And when you start doing this, you start to recognize patterns. And from those patterns, you model and make your own music. Now, I know that sounds really simple, but you can become a great musician just by doing those things. But I'm willing to bet if you're going to be a great lead guitar player, in particular, there's some technique stuff that you needed to learn because you realize some of the songs that you were trying to learn and model yourself after and some of these patterns were way too hard. And your left and your right hand weren't synchronized and you didn't have the capacity to do it, or it sounded sloppy. So this is where scales and arpeggios come in. That's technique. That's basically all technique is scales and arpeggios, really. I mean, there's more to it. There's slides, bends, vibratos, hammer-ons, and pull-offs. But if you do this, your scales and your arpeggios, all those other things are going to be 10 times easier. And then there's the piece of theory, which eluded me for a very long time. And it's not what this video is about, but that's basically how you start connecting the dots and speaking the language with other musicians so you can actually know what you're doing and you can have the confidence so you no longer freeze when somebody says, take a solo, or you're no longer scrambling to figure out what key you're in. But yeah, back to it. There's repertoire, that's bucket number 1. There's technique, it's bucket number 2. And there's theory, that's bucket number 3. And that is really it, guys. I'm telling you, everything that you're learning is going to come down to one of those 3 areas. Now, hopefully you're new to guitar and you realize that this is something that you want to do. You see your heroes and you're like, yeah, I want to do that. I want to get up on stage. You want to be a hero. And I'll tell you, on Saturday, I truly felt like a hero. And it's almost like, I felt like I was Spider-Man, honestly. Because I was just vibing out with everybody. We were taking photos and we were joking. And I got up on stage and I was jumping around and moving around too much. I even asked the lead singer, I was like, because we were watching the footage, which is, by the way, when you play live, you should probably have somebody record it and look at your footage when you get to that point so you can look back at what you did wrong, what you did right. And anyways, I was jumping around, I was doing moves. There was a part, because the stage was slick. Not all stages are slick, but this stage was slick. It didn't have a carpet or anything. And I was literally doing the moonwalk backwards and reverse while I was playing guitar. And I almost couldn't believe it. And I messed up one of my chords. But nobody noticed, by the way. And I just got a message from the lead singer saying that they want us back. And that the headliner is going to be Gary Allan or Ashley Cook, I think it is. Which are 2 huge artists that I'm going to get the opportunity to play with next year. And I've already played with big artists. I played with Sliva, Trapped, Drowning Pool, Creed, Tantric, Sick Puppies. So I've done this and I've experienced it, and you gotta want to be a hero. So we talked about those 3 areas, but the big mindset, it's about the mindset about who you're being as an artist. And I talk about this in another video, but the song is no longer enough. You have to realize that you're more than just a songwriter. You got to step in the role of being a hero. I mean, it's not like Spider-Man hero, but as an artist, somebody who goes up on stage and expresses themselves and can be in the moment. Because, if you think about, I think they said the greatest fear of most people is speaking in public. Playing music is a lot like the same way. And I have tips on that, and I have things that I talk about if you're interested, if you're at the level where you are performing and you want to improve your performances and you want to improve everything. But that's not exactly what this video is about. This video is trying to tell you that any instrument, all of this stuff, it's not rocket surgery. What it requires is a hunger that you are going to do it no matter how hard it gets, and it's getting outside your comfort zone. I think Tony Robbins said it best. We as people, we want certainty, a level of certainty in life, and we want a level of uncertainty. And the problem is if you haven't started playing with other musicians and you haven't started writing your own stuff, you're going to stay in this certainty of what you're already comfortable with, and you're not going to push outside of your comfort zone. And the uncertainty is where you really don't know what's going to happen. I didn't know what was going to happen at this show. And actually, if you want to know what happened, on Saturday, our in-ears, the battery packs died. So we couldn't hear. I didn't have a wedge or a monitor that plays back the sound to you, which, by the way, hopefully you get a chance to play a show and then you'll learn about monitors and everything. But I normally don't use in-ears. I normally just use a monitor. And then I had the in-ears on and the packs were all ready to go. The first half of the song was going good, and then it started cutting out and I was like, what's going on? And then it came back and I was like, what's going on? I took out one ear, and then Caleb's went out too, and it was like the drummer was having issues. So the thing is, what can't happen will happen. But we still put on a great show, and they invited us back because it's not just about the music, which I talk about in another video, but it's about showing up and doing it and practicing. We've been practicing for about a year. And when you show up and you play a band and you write songs and you do it, you're going to get there. But the thing is with the tutorials, it's all a distraction. So I'm going to tell you, if you really want to write songs and you want to be a great guitar player, you need to build your repertoire, because when you build your repertoire, you're going to start to recognize patterns, and then you can model your solos and your riffs and your songs after those people. You don't want to copy them, but you totally steal from them. All the great musicians, all the great artists had heroes that they learned from, and they just modeled that music after that. And then what's going to happen is, as a lead guitar player, you're going to realize some of this stuff is too fast and you don't know how to do alternate picking. So then you learn the minor pentatonic, right? And you got the minor pentatonic, like, okay, wait, there's more than this. And then you learn the major scale, and then you really start to do it. And then there's different sequences you can do, so you really get your chops in your left and your right hand synchronized, right? And then you start doing some arpeggios, so you can move diagonally, not just horizontally. So you learn horizontally, you learn vertically, and then you learn diagonally. Now, that's really simple, but it's a lot of boring, hard work. And it, like I said, it's not rocket surgery. It's not all of these different drills that you need to learn. I know a couple drills, maybe two. And then you have the theory, which is like the part that I really struggled with, because I was like trying to figure out how to write songs, and I was jamming with people, and I was like, where do I go? I tried learning the Cage system, but the Cage system didn't work. So I had to end up developing my own system, which you can get for 100% free, by the way. The free course is below. It's like 4.5 hours, and I got a workbook. It's the first draft of it, but I really gave just about everything in that course. So if you are to the level where you're like, okay, I want to be a guitarist, I'm going to do everything I can, or I'm at least going to try, because I don't want to have any regrets that I didn't try to be a musician or a really great lead guitar player. If you want to do that, you can go check out that course. It's simple. The things in there, if you do those things, you'll be a successful lead guitar player, more than likely. And you can come up with your own system. I'm just basically sharing with you what I know and what I developed as a system, because my issue was I was having trouble playing in other keys and improvising and coming up with solos, and I was always getting frozen. I was stuck, and I was like, what are they doing? And the Cage system wasn't doing for me, because it was falling apart when I was going into other keys. I could do it in G pretty good, and I started to notice a few things in the key of G, but I wasn't able to connect the dots, and I share everything in that course. So if you want to go check out the course, you can go check out the course. So now I want to leave you with this. I talked about this before, but when people come in to see me for lessons, and I teach them and I coach them, they often aren't aware of this, but 80% of it is about whether or not you believe you can do something. And the first beginning part, until you hit your first roadblock, it's like, can I do this? And that is like 80% of my job as a teacher and as a coach and as a mentor. It's just showing you and helping you realize that yes, you can do it. Now, there are many times where mindset, it's just, there's nothing I can do. I try to do everything I can do. And sometimes I feel like almost like a guitar therapist in some sense. I'm not a therapist, by the way. I'm not that. I don't have my degree in music therapy. I think that's a job now, but literally a lot of it is just mindset and picking up the guitar and playing and learning songs, which is a lot of fun. But then you realize, I gotta learn some technique and theory, and that's kind of can be the boring stuff. Or if a song is too fast, you gotta slow it down. That can be boring too. And that's not what this video is about. I don't want to go too much off on a tangent, but I'm here to tell you that it's not rocket surgery. 80% of it is really like, am I gonna do this? Am I gonna be an artist? Am I gonna be a hero? Am I gonna be a lead guitar player? And then what happens is you go out and you make your first song, like we did. We never played it live, but then we made more songs. We made a demo, and then we got our first gig. And then I just kept going. I sold all my gear at one point. But I had to have a guitar, so I kept an acoustic guitar. And then I realized I didn't want to go to school and be a lawyer. So then I stopped doing that, and I did the music, and some other things happened, and some other jobs. Then I started teaching guitar, and there's a whole story I tell in my course. But like, it's a journey, and there's going to be many trials and tribulations on that. And you're only going to get the next step after you have the confidence to do the next step. So I feel like all of the tutorials and all the YouTube and all the courses, you don't need another course. You don't need another YouTube tutorial. You need to figure out what you want. What do you want to do? Do you want to play in a band? If you want to play in a band, make that your focus. And then you'll realize, okay, I'm pretty good. I'm good enough. Don't wait to be perfect. And then find some other people to play with. Put yourself out there on Facebook or the social medias. I don't know what you have to do. I found hit or miss with Craigslist even. Believe it or not, you would be surprised. There was a huge band that was looking for a drummer, and I had an electronic drum kit, but I had an opportunity that I could have played drum in a really successful band. So there are bands that need lead guitar players because there's drama, and hopefully it's a good vibe for you, because that's a whole nother story for another conversation. But I finally feel like I've gotten to the place with the band I'm in right now and what I'm doing, releasing. I got 300 songs I'm releasing over the next 3 years that are demos. I've gotten to the point in my career where it's like hearing that message from the lead singer that they want us back and we're going to have an opportunity, and that it's probably going to over time, over years, because this stuff takes years. If you're serious about it and you commit to it and you don't give up, I'm actually going to be able to do this, and it's fun and I love it. It's like being a hero. And it takes courage to be a hero. And you have to do, the thing is, I love movies, and it's always, my favorite part of the movies is always the training part, where they have to like cross over and get some help, and they have to go through the trials and tribulations of becoming the hero. And that's the part that like I think a lot of people leave out in the tutorials, and it's a grind and it's training, and you got to just give one more scale, play it one more time up and down, ascending, descending, and that's the part that is the beautiful part. And that's the part that makes you a hero, that makes you push harder than everybody else would push, and why most people, they don't want to push that hard. And again, I sort of talked about the whole process, and a lot of it is believing or not, whether or not you can do it. And then having the fear to go and play live, or putting yourself out there, playing with other musicians. I remember Zoe, she's one of my students, she's now in a band finally. And she was telling me her first show, she was just pacing back and forth. She was so nervous, but now she's doing it. Now it's normal for her, because you have to go through that. You have to evolve. You have to go from where you are, and then you do that trial and tribulation, and then you're at status quo again, and then it goes around again. And there's I talk about how you learn in the course, but it's a whole process, and it can be a very long process. It could take years. I think, 2 or 3 years. Is what I don't know if that's the exact number, but I remember following her on her journey, and I've got other students right now that are working with me. Charles, he's been playing with me he's been taking coaching with me for about a year, and he started out and he's doing it, and he knows he's in it. He's committed to doing it, and he loves it. He loves playing music and composing songs. I don't know if he's going to want to do a band yet, and maybe that's not what you want to do. Maybe you want to release songs. Maybe you have family members or friends that you just want to learn how to jam with and feel confident, and because it's really enjoyable, and I love it. But 80% of it is just believing in yourself and doing it and being a hero. So check it out. I want to leave you with this. There's 7 million songs being released on Spotify today in 2026. And being good just isn't enough anymore. You have to want to be a hero. And I know the title of this video was Guitar Isn't Rocket Surgery. Why are you talking about being a hero? It's because where you want to get to, that future person that's on stage, that's playing live, that's living your dream, and there's a process that you got to go on to get there, and a lot of it can be very boring, but the hardness of it is what makes it great. And you got to be willing, if you want to make this a career and you want to make a living or earn something with it, because that again, I'm telling you right now, I'm still on the path, and it's been 20 years, but I feel like I'm really, really close to getting there. It's a process, and you got to fall in love with the process, and you got to fall in love with doing the boring stuff. And again, you can get plenty far just learning songs and modeling, recognizing the patterns, and creating your own songs. But you're gonna want more probably, which is where technique and theory comes in. So if you want, I got a full course. It's probably like a 36-month or even longer plan of the things that you actually need to work on, because it's simple. Learn songs, improve your technique, learn the theory so you can connect the dots. That's it, guys. So I'll see you in the next video.